Welcome to the Star Zone. I'm Patty Spagnolo. From resource fairs geared towards our students to arts and entertainment aimed to connect with our community, Lansing Community College hosts many events throughout the year, and the Star Zone gives you a rundown on what's on the way, where it's happening, and how you can get into the zone at LCC. Hello, this is Patty Spagnolo on LCC Connect. We have a lot of exciting things happening on the campuses of LCC. Today on the show, I have Nicole Reinhart-Huberty. Nicole is the Program Improvement Manger of the Technical Careers Division. She's been at LCC for over 20 years. Nicole, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Let's dive right in. What's going on at LCC's West Campus?
Well, we always have a lot going on over at West Campus, but in particular, I want to talk about our upcoming Tech Forward event. So Tech Forward is a series. We do events in spring and fall. The spring event is going to be our Tech Forward Women in Trades, Technology, and Public Service Careers.
So what should people expect, like when they come to that event? What are they going to see? What are they going to do?
Yeah, it's definitely a full day experience for people. So when they first get there, we have everyone check in and select which hands-on opportunity that they'd like to participate in later in the day. We have some networking time for students to enter in and start visiting our resource tables and our employer tables. And then we get started with the day. We have a welcome. We play some videos about LCC and our programs just to get people excited. At that point, we move into hearing from a keynote speaker. We tend to choose someone from one of the industries that our students may have careers in. After that, we have a panel discussion that's facilitated. And from there, we do the hands-on experience. So that's where students get to break into small groups and they get to do something related to that particular program. So for example, if someone is interested in fire academy, fire science, then they might sign up for the fire breakout session. It depends on what they're offering that particular time, but students might get a chance to try on equipment. They're going to get to look through the various equipment and training spaces that students in the program would be using. So that would be true for whichever session they go to, but that is definitely one of the most exciting parts of the day for people. The other thing that we include in the day is some engagement with our industry and resource providers. So we will have roundtable discussions with questions to get people talking about industry. And so when they're there, students will be able to hear from a variety of voices. So it might be previous alumni students, it could be employers, it could be success coaches, things like that.
So can you sort of break down the general terms of trades, technology, and public service careers? Like what kind of jobs are those that we're talking about for students?
Yeah, sure. We do have a large division with a lot of components in it. So to break that down further, so when we're talking about trades, we're talking about welding, machining, electrical, HVAC, automotive, building construction, computer automated design, and those are one part of it, so that's trades. Technologies, that's going to be things like computer information technology, drones, geospatial science, and then public service careers, that is going to be police academy, fire academy, criminal justice academies, as well as legal studies, which is a paralegal degree.
So women in trades, why is that such an important focus?
It's an important focus because women are not represented adequately in these careers. So we're really trying to increase the number of women in these occupations because overall they're just not represented as much as they could be. So we're really trying to increase enrollment for every student into our programs. But these events are to really make sure that women know that it's possible to be successful, that they have opportunities to see role models or other people who have been successful in these occupations.
I was reading in Forbes the other day, they were talking about technology fields in particular, and they said that women make up only 28% of all employees for technology. And the reason they pointed out that was such a serious thing is that in technology, they're literally building solutions for tomorrow. And if only 28% of the people, at the table, there's a lot of people not being represented, in other words, to develop those solutions. And women obviously make up a big portion of our population. So kind of interesting when you think about it in those terms. Can women of all ages attend this event? And when I say that, I mean like girls that are in high school that aren't sure what career path they want, or women who've been out of the workforce for quite some time and they just don't see themselves like in an office or indoors.
Yeah, so I do want to mention that anyone is welcome to attend this event. So although some of our questions and focus might be topics specifically about women or their experiences, anyone is welcome to attend and participate in the day. But I think that when we're talking about this, we really need to understand that, for example, technology. Technology is a part of everything these days. And kind of along with that, I think about cybersecurity being a significant part of technology. And I think that that's allowing, first off, a lot of potential opportunities into computer information technology, but also sub-careers or opportunities that didn't exist before. And so what I mean by that is automotive, for example. Cars did not used to have a lot of computers in them. The technology was more simple than it is now. Now we have to consider the components having to do with technology, the cybersecurity risk, things like that. So within a lot of programs, we're having branching off of opportunities in computers. So I guess what I'm trying to say is there's just a lot of opportunities in general for people to maybe enter into a trade or a career path where that didn't used to exist before and now it does. So there could be now computer jobs that are a part of construction industry, for example, because there's so much use of technology. It just creates a lot of opportunities for a lot of people.
I think that's a really good point. Can most of the training for these careers that you mentioned, can a person get those at the West Campus?
Yeah, so by and large, the training that people are going to go through for the programs will happen at West Campus. So our division also does include aviation maintenance technology, so that would occur at the Mason campus. If students were to do, for example, heavy equipment repair, that is over at AIS. But with the exception of those two, all of our other programs are based at West Campus. I do want to go back to one of the questions you were asking as far as age and kind of who would be best suited to attend the event. So it tends to be high school students and older that are really a target audience for this. Certainly, though, we do have a good portion of students who are adults considering college and sign up for this event. So this could be someone who maybe has attended college a little bit, maybe did not complete a degree. So I absolutely would welcome adults considering college to attend this event too. People can get started at many different junctures. So, high school students can find out about getting started early, and adults and returning adults, they can get started as well.
You mentioned employers being there. Are there opportunities when students are in these programs, like can they directly get a job, or are there also opportunities for on-the-job training?
So with the event itself, what happens is we invite employers to have tables, and really that's not for them to be recruiting to hire. It's more so just representing their industry and to give information to students about what they do, who they are as an employer, the kinds of opportunities that they have. And they're more so representing as an industry perspective when it comes to those events. But on a regular basis, we do have our local employers reaching out to us at West Campus wanting to recruit our students. And so there are regular opportunities for employers to have a table at West Campus, let's say, and that's really the venue for them to be able to recruit for positions. But I will say we have consistent interest from employers to want to recruit our students. So we have a person within our division dedicated to working with employers to bring them in to get in front of students.
And just to recap, this is really open to everybody then, not just women. Is that what you...
Absolutely. Okay. That's right. Yes. Anyone can attend. And in fact, I welcome even our campus community to be a part of this, because when students attend the event, they're able to see all these different supports available for them around the campus. And so it's a really great experience for them to perhaps be sitting at a table with a financial aid advisor, a success coach, an academic advisor, so that they have access to ask questions, get more information so they can feel confident to take their next steps if they want to get started at LCC.
Do you want people to register for this event?
Yes. Ideally, I would ask people to complete the RSVP. There is a link on the LCC website for people to sign up and RSVP. So we do ask people to register so that we can keep count for our groups and catering and things like that. So definitely, if someone can RSVP, then we can ensure they've got a spot.
Awesome. And I did notice the other day when I looked at LCC's website, if you go on the calendar of events off the main page, it is listed on there. So if you didn't, commit to memory any of the information that was given today, you can certainly find ways to look for it. This event seems really neat in the fact that people would get a hands-on experience of what their career or what they thought they might like. Sometimes you get into something, and unfortunately, if you don't have these kinds of events, you might go through a semester or two of classes, and then when you get to, let's say nursing, you get to clinicals, and then you realize you can't really handle blood that well. You know what I mean? So these kinds of events really broaden those horizons for students to kind of sample and say, you know what, could I really do this? Do I really want to, work a jackhammer or whatever is involved? So yeah, kudos. Sounds like an awesome event. What would you say makes this event so special?
I think for me, each time we hold a Tech Forward event, there tends to be that moment where I witness a student, that spark. I see that spark where they get excited about something, or I'll hear a group of students coming back from their hands-on session, and I'll hear kind of the chatter of what they're talking about, and I'll hear, things like, wow, I had no idea that it did this or that, or that was so cool. I loved being able to, fill in the blank thing. So there's that moment where I will witness someone get excited. And for me, that's my favorite part of this event. Feeling that energy, when we're having these conversations at the tables and people are really engaged and we've got this excited energy going on in the room, it's really special and it makes the day important. But I think so much of why this day is special and what is special for people is it reduces that barrier to entry. So, when I think about someone who has never touched a hand tool, someone who has never done anything like that, and they go to a breakout session, and for part of their hands-on activity, they cut wire, they strip wire, they put a cap on the end of that. Although that's a very simple and straightforward thing, if you've never done anything like that, if you've never touched a tool, that can help build that confidence and comfort to feel like you can try. And it just opens the door for people.
It's very empowering. And the other thing I don't know, I haven't been to the event, but it's sort of, you create this network of support of people that, oh yeah, I'm interested in that too. Hey, let's talk. Do you have questions about, I don't know how to strip a wire or whatever. You know what I mean? I think it really is a good way for them to see other people who are also going to do that, especially in a non-traditional sense.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you so much for organizing this event and then for coming on the show and just making us aware of this great opportunity.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to share information about it.
Again, that's the Tech Forward Women in Trades, Technologies, and Public Service Careers on Friday, April 12th from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at LCC's West Campus, room M119. Thanks, everyone, for joining the show today. This is Patty Spagnolo wishing you well. Thanks for joining us here on the Star Zone. For more information on this episode, visit lccconnect.org. You can also find a complete list of Lansing Community College events by visiting lcc.edu/calendar. Until next time, thanks for getting into the zone.